For instance, this is a magazine that came out a couple of weeks ago. In Touch said the truth about Jen and Barack. You know some cheesy tabloid is going to make up a story and then it's that. Yeah, does not Michelle Obama just dropped a bombshell about what really happened between Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston? And it's not what anyone expected. 4 years, whispers and rumors swirled, but now the truth is out, and it's shaking everyone to their core. What could possibly connect the Obamas and Aniston in a way no one saw coming? Tune in as we unravel the shocking revelation that made the White House arrest the former president, missing events in a Hollywood twist. First off, Michelle's noticeable absence from not one but two significant events has left everyone's tongues wagging. Skipping both Jimmy Carter's funeral and Donald Trump's inauguration, that's not exactly a minor scheduling conflict. Barack was front and center at both events, yet Michelle's no-show fueled speculation faster than gasoline on a fire. Sure, the official story hinted at scheduling conflicts, but come on, nobody's buying that. People started whispering, and soon it became a full-blown hurricane of gossip. And then Jennifer Aniston's name got thrown in. Before we delve into this, it's clear that Jennifer Aniston's name isn't just a coincidence, and the truth behind Michelle's absence might be far, far more explosive than anyone could have predicted. Yep, you read that right, Jennifer Aniston. Apparently, some supermarket tabloid kicked off this whole narrative about Barack and Jennifer having a bit more than a casual friendship. It sounds ridiculous on the surface, right? But here's where it gets sticky. Social media detectives and rumor mills have been dissecting this story like it's the case of the century. And let's be real, people's track record with sniffing out truth through gossip isn't as bad as you think. When photos and timelines don't match up, eyebrows start rising. Speaking of photos, let's not ignore that bizarre post from Barack, a picture of him and Michelle sitting at what can only be described as a Beauty and the Beast-style table. The internet exploded. Michelle's expression? Let's just say it didn't scream happy couple vibes. And that lighting, oof. People were quick to point out how the photo seemed off. If this was supposed to shut down the divorce rumors, it did the exact opposite. Instead, it became the poster child for what's really going on here. Even more fuel to the fire, the whispers coming out of Washington, D.C. For over a year, there's been talk of cracks in the Obama marriage, but it's always been shrugged off as hearsay. Now, with Michelle's absence and Jennifer's name floating around, those whispers have turned into shouts. People close to the political and Hollywood scenes are hinting that this isn't just baseless speculation. And if timing is everything, as some insiders suggest, it's all lining up a bit too perfectly. Then there's Jennifer herself. She's kept quiet, which, of course, just makes people talk even more. It's the classic no comment move that gets spun into silence speaks volumes. But let's be honest, Jennifer doesn't exactly need more headlines about her personal life. Whether it's fair or not, her name is now glued to this narrative, and people are digging deep to find any shred of evidence that connects her to Barack. And while we're at it, let's not ignore the "why now?" question. Why is all of this blowing up at this moment? Is it some kind of coordinated hit job, or are we genuinely witnessing cracks in one of the most iconic modern couples? The internet has no chill when it comes to piecing together the tiniest clues, from Michelle's body language to Barack's solo appearances. And with every new post, every cryptic comment, the theories just keep piling up. Oh, and don't think Megyn Kelly's comments didn't stir the pot even more. She outright called Michelle's absence proof of trouble in paradise. Sure, it's a bold statement, but it's not like anyone is stepping up to debunk it convincingly. If anything, the lack of strong denials only adds to the chaos. When rumors like these go unchecked, they're like a runaway train, impossible to stop and picking up speed with every mile. But let's not pretend this is just about Michelle skipping a couple of events or Barack being spotted at restaurants alone. People are digging deeper, questioning everything from their joint appearances to their social media posts. Are the "I love you" captions just a front? Are those smiles in public hiding something far more complicated? The narrative practically writes itself, and the public can't look away. Jessica mentioned in a DM that the day before, she heard Jennifer Aniston's inner circle casually talking about Barack. They were apparently sitting with a psychic, at some gathering, and Jennifer herself supposedly let it slip. Then came Meghan McCain throwing more fuel on the fire. She brought a political reporter onto her show who said they'd been hearing about the Obamas heading for a divorce from some serious, well-connected sources. Now, let's pause for a second. A psychic, Jennifer Aniston, and Barack Obama, all connected in this swirling rumor? It almost sounds too bizarre. But the story doesn't stop there. Meghan McCain, who's pretty plugged into these elite circles, mentioned she's heard similar whispers for a while, not from gossip sites or tabloids, but from serious journalists who claim they've got credible intel. And these aren't your run-of-the-mill insiders. These are people who actually mingle with the Obamas and their crowd. According to them, Barack and Michelle are living separate lives, and it's been that way for a while. People kept talking, and Michelle's absence raised even more questions, leading to something that made everything even harder to ignore. Whispers of trouble in the Obama household. What really cranked up the speculation? Michelle's absence at key events. She skipped Jimmy Carter's funeral, which got people's eyebrows shooting up. Sure, missing Donald Trump's inauguration was one thing, that's politics. But not showing up to honor Carter? That's a different story. And then there's Barack, who posted a photo of Michelle that some people called odd, to say the least. She's in what looks like sleepwear, no makeup, clearly not a picture she would have signed off on. Did Barack post it without her consent? The internet went into full meltdown mode, questioning whether that post was some kind of subtle signal. Adding more heat, Meghan McCain's guest mentioned how the Obamas haven't been spotted together since Kamala Harris's DNC event. That's right, not since Harris tried to rally her presidential run. And if you're keeping track, that's a long stretch of no joint appearances for a couple as high profile as them. It's not like the Obamas to stay out of the limelight entirely, so what gives? Even Michelle's recent book tour seemed to be more about her doing her own thing rather than anything tied to Barack. Now let's talk about the Jennifer Aniston connection, because that's where the story goes from unusual to downright wild. People are saying that Barack has been hanging out with her circle, which, let's be honest, sounds like it's straight out of a tabloid headline. Still, when these rumors get repeated by reputable sources, you've got to wonder if there's some kernel of truth buried in all the noise.